Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kat, and currently we are outside of my craft room. Sorry about the glare, I'm in front of a window. Oh, you can see my hand in my glasses. Anyways, I am currently outside of my craft room because this video has something to do with my craft room, and here's an example of what we're about to do, just not with that contact paper. So my walls in my apartment, well, I guess house, I'm renting a house, and they're pretty blah, you know, I don't like them. The yellow ones are fine, they're bright, whatever, that's good. But my craft room had brown walls. Obviously, you guys know that if you've seen any of my other videos. And if not, then you can go look at them and see my walls are not that great. So I wanted to do a makeover, but I can't use real contact paper. I can't paint the walls without getting some sort of approval from my landlords, which is kind of silly because I know what I'm doing, but whatever. So I needed to come up with a way to not damage the walls, not break the bank. So I looked into a few different options. Well, they have removable wallpaper available for rooms, walls and stuff for people that rent, but it's like $30 a roll. It's insane. And the roll does not even cover that much space. So I didn't want to mess with that. So instead I went on Amazon and I found contact paper that was super cheap. I think it was like $15 for a really big roll. So I ended up doing my entire office craft room for $45, I think. The entirety of it. So without further ado, I'm gonna show you what I did, and I'm gonna show you how to save some money for yourself. I will have the link for the actual contact paper that I used down below. It works really well. Compared to this is dollar store contact paper. So like you can see it's already peeling. Oh, sorry. You can see it's already peeling up here in the corner. But the stuff in the office has not at all. It's not peeling at all. So highly suggest the contact paper that I used personally. That will be below. And let's get into the video. So as you can see, my walls are really blah, they're brown, they have holes in them, they have patches that haven't been painted over. So this is what obviously drove me to do this, to cover them up, because I didn't want to look at them anymore. So first you want to take everything off the walls that might be in your way, any shelves, any pictures, nails, all of those things. Then you want to wipe down the wall so that you have a clean surface to work with, because if your walls are dirty or dusty at all, then the contact paper will not stick at all. To put the contact paper up on the walls, I highly suggest cutting them down to size before putting the strips up on the walls. I tried at first to cut it down while it was on the wall, but I ended up cutting a really jagged edge and it didn't look good, so I had to cover it up later. So cut them to size on the floor or something like that. And you can even layer them on top of each other and cut them all at the same time, or one on top of another, instead of remeasuring a bunch of times. This is specifically only if you're doing the same wall. So obviously if you're doing a different wall that's a different size, then you need to measure again. Then all I'm doing is going from one side to the other to smooth it out. So you peel back one side and then you pull the back as you use a squeegee to push out any bubbles and flatten it against the wall as much as you can. This is a very important step, and honestly I think that's the reason that this contact paper is doing so well, is because I smoothed it out super well with a good quality squeegee. So it needs to be like a solid rubber end, not like a flimsy one. Otherwise, it's not going to do much for you. To patch up any mistakes that you make, all you need to do is cut a strip of the contact paper, however big that you need it for the mistake you made, and then just match it up as best as you can with the other contact paper that you're putting it with, and it should look pretty decent. When you get to the bottom of your wall or anywhere that has trim or needs to be cut around some sort of object, what you want to do is you want to cut it to the length that you need it and then start sticking it down from the top of the strip. So not the side like usual, but the top of it. So start pulling the backing off of that top part, stick it on the wall, and then start smoothing it down from top to bottom instead of side to side. Otherwise you'll get some wrinkles. Then once you get to where the baseboard is, you'll want to keep pulling off the backing all the way past that and then use an X-Acto knife to cut in that crease where the baseboard meets the wall, and you'll have the perfect seam. For the sidewall where I have my little paint storage and canvas storage shelves, these little white ones you're seeing here, I decided not to take those down just because I sealed in the screws that I used, so I would have to break those seals and that would be a whole thing, and I wouldn't want to put them back up again, let's be honest. So I decided I'm just going to cut around them and make the wallpaper kind of fit around the shelves. It's the same idea as when you're working with trim. You want to press down the contact paper and then cut into where the edge should be, and then you can separate it and stick it on the other side, if that makes sense. Visually, you'll see what I'm talking about in the video. That's why we talk and have a video, right? Ta-da! Here we are in the finished room. It is looking beautiful. I can tell you that this little project that barely took me, well, it actually took me quite some time, but that's because I had so much stuff in the way, which now I don't because I cleaned my craft room. Wow! It's amazing what happens when you clean. So it has made such a difference in my productivity in this room, just having a new look. You know, I get to just look at the walls, and it's so bright in here now compared to that brown. Hello, focus on me, please. Okay. Sorry, my camera is not focusing on me and it's kind of annoying. Anyways, so I love my new office. So I highly suggest this type of project for anyone that's renting, or if you just wanna, you know, make your space a little bit nicer without putting wallpaper on the walls. Because one, most wallpaper that you actually stick on the walls, like with adhesive, it's really hard to get off. This is a great alternative. Or if you have the money, you can invest in the like really high-end brands that do removable wallpaper. I've seen it in Target too, so yes, there's options, but for me this worked better. It was cheaper, and it is lasting really nicely, and I can clean the walls really super easily because it's contact paper, so it's meant to get stuff spilled on it, you know? This is the perfect time for people to be doing little home improvement projects, just because I know a lot of us are spending a lot of time at home, and so I really hope that this inspires you to make good use of your time and maybe make your space a little bit better for yourself. Another thing that you should keep in mind is art is a great way to keep your sanity. I can tell you that for a fact. I have used it as a tool to keep myself sane for years now. I mean, doesn't that show that it's not working very well because I'm crazy? That's not a good argument maybe then, but art is a good way to pass the time, and it keeps you creative, keeps your brain going. So if you find yourself super bored, I highly suggest finding a project to do. You know, whether it's painting, drawing, putting contact paper on your walls. And then you will be seeing more videos from me, obviously, because I have nothing better to do with my time. So I'm really hoping that I'll finally be able to stick to a schedule. I know I haven't been really great about that in the past, but now that I'm staying at home literally all the time, so because I don't have much to spend my time on, I will be able to focus more on YouTube, which is kind of a blessing in disguise. So hopefully you'll be seeing me a lot more in the future. Anyways, that was a super long outro, but I really wanted to talk to you guys because like I want to connect with my community, and I want you guys to know that I want to. So feel free to comment and start conversations, you know, tell me what you want to see. You know, I really always want to focus on what I feel like doing, but that doesn't mean I don't want to take suggestions from you guys. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell icon to see every time I upload, and be creative, write meow. Will you stop focusing on the freaking paintbrushes, dude? My face, please. Hello.